Hello everyone, and thank you for clicking into Matazone, presented by the JMU Alumni Association. I'm Curt Dudley here at Eagle Field at Veterans Memorial Park, where, of course, it's the home of the Dukes of James Madison University baseball team. And the Diamond Dukes, their first season was way back in 1970. I guess I can say way back. And that year, Phil Huntsinger was the head coach. A year later, a gentleman by the name of Brad Babcock took the reins, and of course, he had a great 19-year career. He took the Dukes through the ranks of Division III, Division II, and into Division I, taking the Dukes to several regionals, and probably the apex of all that came in 1983 when the Dukes played in the College World Series, the first team from the Commonwealth of Virginia to ever do so. After Babcock finished his career in 1989, Ray Heatwall, who is a local product, a Valley native himself, and a Hall of Famer in the Virginia High School League Hall of Fame, well, he guided the Dukes for 4 seasons. Following Ray's tenure, Kevin Anderson came in for 4 years. He took the Dukes to the regionals, playing down in Baton Rouge, and there they played the likes of Mark Kotze and Cal State Fullerton and a very good Rice team as well. Well, after Anderson finished his 4-year tenure, Spanky McFarland came in and he guided the Dukes to 18 years, and during his tenure took the Dukes to several regional championships. 2002, for example, Dukes set a school record for wins that year, and then they won 2 CA titles in 2008 and 2011. Well, Spanky retired this past season in 2015, and he and his wife Deb have moved down to South Georgia. In fact, they're right there in that Florida-Georgia line right across from Jacksonville, where they're retiring now. So that brings me to, well, coach number 6, and it is my pleasure to introduce to you here on Matazone HD Sportsnet, Marlin Ikenberry, the new head coach of the Dukes of James Madison, the Diamond Dukes. Welcome to James Madison University,
Thank
Coach.
you, Curt. I really appreciate it. It's been an awesome experience so far.
Awesome experience so far, but we're looking to a great future here with Coach Ike here. And, well, first of all, let's kind of give the folks a little bit of, well, who Ike Ikenberry is. Coach Ike, well, first of all, what do you prefer to be called by?
Coach Ike. It's what most of my players call me and most people around. So.
Okay, all right. Well, Coach Ike, we'll go with that here today. But Coach Ike, you are a native of Virginia. Grew up in Richmond. Tell us a little bit about your youth years, so to speak.
Well, I grew up in Richmond, obviously playing for a great little league in Tuckahoe Little League, and was very fortunate. I spent a lot of time at the baseball field as a young kid with my twin brother Marlin, and I went to Douglas Freeman High School in the west end of Richmond. Played there for 4 years, and then had an opportunity to play Legion ball, and then was recruited late in my senior year to play college baseball. I actually was recruited by Coach Heatwall here at JMU, and then recruited by Chris Finwood at VMI, and I chose to go to VMI with my twin brother.
Now, it sounds like, since you had a twin brother, and his name, as you said, is Marlin, yes. It sounds like that it was a sports family. In fact, as I was chatting with people right after the announcement of you coming to James Madison, I heard a lot of stories about your mom, who was very active during your athletic career.
Well, she was the mom that used to always kick us out of the house and go play sports in our neighborhood. And I grew up in an active neighborhood where during football season we played football, during basketball season we played basketball, and during baseball season we played baseball. So we played with the neighborhood kids. You know, several kids in my neighborhood ended up going to play college athletics.
Your brother also played with you at VMI. Tell us a little bit about that experience, if you would.
Well, you know, we both were recruited by several different schools, and my father really wanted us to go to school together. And I think he was really amazed that a school offered us partial scholarships. I remember the situation when Coach Finwood offered us a partial scholarship. My dad was thrilled, and he's like, I can't believe you're going to give my boys money to play baseball. And he was ready for us to commit right on the spot. And it was, like I said, it was late in my senior year, and it was just the right situation at the right time for us to go there.
Well, I do remember the first time when you were playing at VMI. I was the sports information director for baseball here at James Madison. I remember when they were playing over at Longfield. Now, I've told you this story, but I want to share it with folks here on Matazone HD Sportsnet as well. You were the pitching battery. You were the catcher.
Yes.
And he was the pitcher in this particular game over at Longfield. And I don't know the circumstance particularly with this play, but I know you called timeout. I know the umpire gave you timeout, and you sprinted to the top of the diamond, top of the mound, I should say, and you buried the ball in his sternum. I'm surprised he still was able to stand as hard as you hit him there. An interesting, well, twin relationship there.
Well, we were somewhat competitive at that time in our lives, and still am. Actually, we still are very competitive, and it was just a situation where I can't remember. I think it happened several times in our career. At one point, Coach Finwood actually wouldn't let me catch him in the ninth inning because he was a closer, because we get too competitive. But we had a lot of fun together, and that was kind of the neat thing of him. You know, he was a much better player than I was, so he was very talented, and so I knew that he could help us win games. So a lot of times I had to motivate him that way.
Well, good. Thank you.